Okay, hello again. I'm going to do another cooking video, I thought, because it's quite fun doing them and I've got lots of ingredients and I've got lots of time. So I'll show you what I've got today and then I'll talk you through what I'm thinking. Okay, it's going to be a bit of an experiment. I found all this stewing steak in the in Waitrose the other day when I queued up for like an hour to get in. I got like 3 packs because it's 3 for £10, and I'm thinking I might make some kind of like chilli with them, but instead of using beef mince, use this. So first step I thought I'd do, I'd kind of make it up a bit as I go along, but you can see, and just play around with it if you want to copy me. You don't have to do exactly the same, quantities don't matter, just freestyle it and see where you get to. But I've got all of these spices, so I've got like some smoked paprika to add that smoky taste, some normal paprika, found some fajita mix, I thought that might be quite nice on them, some dried chilies for spice, bit of fresh ginger, bit of ground ginger powder, garlic, and I've got some ground coriander, and I've got some cinnamon, which is quite nice in chili. So I'm going to make like a sort of dry rub, and I'm going to put it all over these with some salt and pepper, and then I'm going to leave them in the fridge for a good few hours to sort of impregnate and marinate in the dry rub. Okay, so I'll show you. I think it's really important to season meat properly. Like if you don't season it properly, it won't taste good. So this is Maldon salt, this salt is bloody good. Get some, you won't regret it. It's really nice and fine flakes of sea salt, and I put quite a lot on. I like well seasoned food, it's better. I know people say salt's bad for you, but if you like delicious flavour, then sacrifice it. We'll have to sacrifice some stuff for good things. Sort of thought I'd show you this so you can show you, it's complete guesswork and it doesn't really matter, but I'll show you roughly what quantities I do. So paprika, I quite like to go quite heavy on the paprika because it's not too strong a flavour. It's a nice, not hot and spicy, it's out of like a pepper, dried pepper, so it just adds a nice peppery flavour. Smoked paprika, which you don't want to overdo too much, but there's not much in there, but I like it nice and smoky, so depends how smoky you like it. I give it a decent amount of that, actually all of that, because there's not a lot in there. It's a couple of teaspoons maybe. Fajita mix, I'm completely guessing at this. Just, I don't know. I think sometimes more is better with spices. Chili flakes, a load of them. Depends how hot you like it. Ginger. Oh, blob of ginger powder. Coriander powder. It's not like the leaves. If you don't like coriander leaves, the dried stuff's slightly different, but get to like it because it's good. Cinnamon. A little bit of cinnamon, not too strong the cinnamon. And then the garlic, I'll just sort of smash these with a knife, like take the skin off and smash them and then just dump them in there because the garlic flavour will impregnate. There's my spice mix. So just get a spoon and sort of blend these up a bit. And then dump it on the beef. Get your hands involved, make sure it's all coated. Dry rubbing is a great way to get flavour into the meat, otherwise you just end up with this sort of, sometimes the meat's a bit bland and you want to have like layers of flavour, people, lots of layers. And if every element of your dish tastes delicious on its own, then when they're combined, they're going to be even better. So yeah, make sure when you're making something, that's what I always think is, would this be good on its own? And if the answer is yes, then you're on the right track. Okay, I'm going to do a little update. It's been a long time, like over 24 hours, maybe 2 days, I can't remember now. But these have been in their dry rub bloody ages, so they'll be really nice now. But it's because I didn't have any ingredients, but we just got a shop through. So I don't know whether I'm going to use all these things, but I'm getting out stuff I might want. So there's like a good balance between having like sweetness, which I've got a bit of sugar for, and also the browning the meat will give a bit of sweetness, but I add a bit of sugar. And then acidity, which I'm going to add some wine vinegar. And then heat, we got the chili. And then we're also going to add a nice bit of fish sauce. And it sounds weird, but at the moment, I'm really obsessed with putting fish sauce in everything, because I think it goes very, very well when you have like that Thai balance of having like sweet, heat and then like that tang, undertone tang of fish sauce, so I'm going to add that in. But like I said, you can like mess around with it and come up with whatever you want. Then over here I'm chopping some onions and some peppers, but I thought, I've got one more onion chop. I thought, it's fairly basic, but I thought I'll show you how I chop an onion for like knife skills. So I'll do that now. How I chop an onion, it's fairly straightforward, you probably know it. I keep the root on to hold it all together and then peel it. And then cut through the root always, so that then that bit holds the onion petals all together, the layers all together when you're chopping it. In theory, it does sometimes fall apart a bit. So if you're slicing's like this, chopping is like that way, then that way. So that's slices, that's chopping. So, chopping. So, keep your fingers clawed under. Knife, don't do this with the knife. People always do this. But you want wrist mobility, so you want to be able to do that. When you do that, it restricts your wrist movement. So you want to do that. So, fingers clawed under. I work my way along. So, got the root there, and I'll chop down that way. And then, holding it all together and kind of pinching at the sides a little bit. Keep your fingers coiled under so they're not going to be at risk. And then I just go through like that. And work my way back. And then when you get near the end, it sometimes falls apart a bit. And I'll show you a trick. I tend to drop it on its side then. Do a couple that way. Gives you a bit more flat surface to chop on. And just chop that. That's one way of chopping. If you want to get it finer, which I quite like bigger chunks, so I'm going to do it this way, but you can go, so I've got the root that way, can go down that way, and then you can go in like that through the middle. So you're sort of dividing it to the middle and then down. But for the purpose of what I want, I'm just going to keep it this way. So down that way, round. And like when you're chopping, don't try and push down. Remember this motion, sort of like you're rocking through it. That's the better way to do it. And you'll get better the more you do it, but stick to the right way. Chili beef stock. Chilies and beef stock. Okay, the oil's heated up. Onions. In. Heat right down, like as low as it'll go. Load of salt to help them sweat. Stir them around a bit so they'll get coated in oil. Chuck in your peppers too. Give it all a good stir. Whack the lid on. Check it every 5 minutes. My meat, but instead of doing it in a pan, I'm going to cheat a bit. I put my oven on, the fan oven as hot as it can get, which is 250. I've got a baking tray with a load of olive oil in it. I've got my meat. I'm just going to sort of spread it out so it doesn't sweat too much. Get it all in. Go. Get that in here. Let it brown off a bit. Give it some flavour. Water. Right, for my spice blend, I'm going to cheat a little bit. I found this deep South Cajun rub mix, so I thought sort of the flavours I'm going for, so I'll just add that and pimp it out a bit. I'm going to add all of that, quite a bit, large amount. I'm going to get in my paprika and my smoked paprika. That's smoked paprika, sorry, and paprika. 2 different kinds. And I'm going to add a bit of garlic granules. So why not? It's a bit easier. I'm running low on garlic, so put some of them in there. Healthy-ish amount. I might see what that's like, but it smells good. I'm just checking on my onions and peppers, and they've been in there like 5-10 minutes, and they're looking good. They're starting to sweat down quite a lot. What I think I'm going to do, turn up the heat a little bit to like a medium heat, and I'm going to chuck in my little spice mix in there, and I'm going to cook in the spices while it's no liquid in there. rather than the sweaty onioness. Give that a good stir and let it really cook out for like 5 minutes or so. It'll like really develop some nice flavour. Wow, that's good. Right, that's all sizzling down nicely. I'm going to add some other bits. I'm going to add some soft brown sugar. I don't know, a couple of tablespoons maybe. To give the sweetness. And then I'm going to add in fish sauce as well. I'm going to give it a good tablespoon maybe. Tried it last night with some jerk chicken and it worked really well. There we go. I'm going to add in my vinegar. Quite a lot of vinegar. It's nice to have a sharp taste. Again. And let that reduce down a bit. Making a nice little sauce, see? Pretty decent. Alright, then into that, I'm going to add a jar of passata, whatever you call it. Chopped tomatoes, 2 tins. All of that in. Mix it all up. This can be reduced down later. But this is going to be like the cooking broth and eventual sauce for all my beef, which is browning. And my beef, which is looking pretty good actually. Whoa, sorry, steamy. Got that here. My beef, which is browning off nicely. So I'm going to add the beef to the pan, and then I'm going to reduce the temperature right down, and then put it in the oven on a really low temperature for, I don't know, like 3 hours. We'll check on it. So I think this is a little waterier than I'd like. Not too bad. I just want to thicken it up a little bit. So because I don't want to boil the crap out of it with the meat in, because it'll make it go all tough and dry, I'm going to sieve it, reduce the liquid with all of the filling separate, and then put it all back together again. So we'll do that. So this is looking good now. It's getting really nice and thick, really thickening up good. I'm going to give it a little taste to make sure it's not getting too much, but I think the intenser the better for chili. You want it really nice and punchy with strong flavours. I think it's going to be a real good one. Look at that. Lovely old chili. So I think, as most people, it's well known, if you leave this till tomorrow, it's going to taste much better. I made loads, so we can probably freeze them as well. But I'll let this cool and then get it in the fridge and decide what we're going to do with it. Tomorrow we'll eat some. So I'm just serving up the chili, and I kept it really simple. I've just served it with a bit of avo and a dollop of Greek yogurt. We haven't got sour cream, but yeah, it looks pretty good. Nice spicy chili.